I was actually scratching a ticket. I can walk out back?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's just I communicate with that.
It's not just ghosts. It's not just cryptozoology or aliens. It's all of it.
And what are we doing today, Matt?
Almost like Chewbacca. It was like, you guys want to do a little beatbox live? Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Richie B here. Rainy day. Kind of sucks. I know we've all heard this before, but I need to get on here and do some fucking bantering, talk about my show a little bit. Got a big show coming. All big shows, aren't they? But no, I got a cool show this week. I've been pushing it. You know, the holiday kind of messes you up, right? And I see somebody in here. I just don't know who they are. Say hello if you can. Like, subscribe to my YouTube page, or jump in on my Banter Richie B Facebook. I can see your comments right here. If you're able to hang out, say a little bit. I have no idea who's here and who's not. I'm going to pop off a little recording and maybe try to get you guys a little insight on what's going to happen come Saturday, right? So I don't know if you guys were here for it, but last Sunday we were on the show, Wojo and I, with the moderator, Ian Murphy, on the Get Haunted Network, I might add. And I don't know, we've been talking back and forth a little bit about extinct animals and some animals we thought were extinct but aren't. Animals we know nothing about. Animals are undiscovered animals. I brought up the Greenland shark is 393 years old. So all kinds of crazy conversations. So this Saturday night, I'm going to have a few surprise guests popping in to add their 2 cents to that theory. Me and Wojo are going to do some research of some animals that are extinct and some animals that were thought to be extinct but aren't. Some oddities about animals that you might not even known about. And try to say, if you know, and the comparison I'm drawing to like Bigfoot and Sasquatch is, you know, if all these things are possible, why isn't Bigfoot possible? You know what I mean? Why are we so taboo on that? If a Greenland shark can live 393 years old, estimated, I guess, 393 years old on the planet Earth. As my friend Mike Trainer says, imagine that floating around just kind of for like almost 400 years. You know what I mean? Go to work, dude. What are you doing here? I don't even know what that means. You trying to say I stink? I mean, if that could do that for 393 years, right? Why can't Bigfoot walk around the woods? Why are we having such a hard time grasping this? I don't understand. Why? Yeah, what's up, extinct critters? But yeah, so I want to bring that to the forefront. Let's have an adult conversation about this. Well, mostly adult. You know how childish I get during my show, so it'll be mostly an adult conversation. You know what I mean? I want to know why we're trained to think a certain way, but yet we can have other animals kind of come and go, and nobody's pissing and moaning about them, right? I mean, think about it, right? I was looking up, I looked up something, right? I looked something up. Is that how you say it? You ever do that? My brain's just not working today. The rain just messed me up again, man. So yeah, here we go. Not to give away too much about Saturday, but here's food for thought, right? Animals like the crest-tailed mulgara and the coelacanth are known as Lazarus taxon or Lazarus taxa. These are animals that have supposedly come back from death. They had been declared to be extinct, but years and years later, a live specimen of the species is rediscovered. The term was coined in 1982 by Carl Flesser, who explained, at times of biotic crisis, many taxa go extinct, but others only temporarily disappeared from the fossil record, often for intervals measured in millions of years before reappearing unchanged. Not even evolution. The Lazarus taxa can be anything from a plant to an insect to a mammal. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to have this discussion, man. Like, if that's possible, what I just read to you is possible, and there it is, scientifically documented, correct? Why is it so hard to believe that a bipedal creature is walking around your woods and you can't find him? Why is that so hard to believe? I don't understand. And then you talk fossils and you talk bones and you talk this and you talk that. I don't see a lot of people producing a lot of different types of bones. So I don't think it's just the Sasquatch. I think that argument's moot. I think it's at this point, it's at the point of ridiculous that you can't find a bone. Yo, what's up, Jennifer Parker over there? I see you. Like and subscribe to my YouTube page. Jump on over and have a conversation, you know. There's many things that are elusive. There's many things that you don't know about. There's many things that you know about, and it's no longer talked about because it's supposedly extinct. But guess what? It might not be. It might not be. You know, and the conclusion, the correlation I'm bringing. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Barbara. You guys jump over to my Banter Richie B Facebook if you like. I can see your comments in my StreamYard studio, or you could jump over to YouTube, like and subscribe, and talk to me from YouTube. I can see you right here in my studio. I don't have to look at my phone. I'd love you to be part of the conversation. The conversation for Saturday night is going to be extinct animals, animals that we believe that are extinct, and animals that have gone extinct and come back. And then some oddities, like I just mentioned again, the Greenland shark, right? 393 years old, believed to be the oldest living creature on the planet. Hey, Sam, what's happening? So if those things are possible, if a shark can live for 400 years, animals can go away and come back, why can't there be a bipedal primate walking around the woods that you don't see or know? And there's clearly reports of them. The structures, those are totally out of the question. Ooh, whoa, those aren't scientific. Why not? Why aren't they scientific? Why aren't structures scientific? Why can't we make them part of science? Why can't we have a better understanding of them? Why can't we do a determination on what the weather can do and what the weather can't do? Why can't we make the determination that this structure you needed thumbs to make, not whirlwind, not snow, not ice? Why can't we make that determination? We're the human race, for Christ's sakes. It's not that hard. You know, these are all possibilities, right? This is called research, the quest for facts. Why aren't we having a quest for facts instead of arguing? All you're doing is veering off the subject and hurting the research. Yeah, sure. It hurts research when people don't take us seriously. Why the hell do you need to be taken seriously? What is your need personally that you need to be taken seriously, man? I could give a fucking rat's ass what you think or believe about me, and whether I believe in structures or Bigfoot. I could care less. Aren't you in a subject that you should care less? We're not talking about building hot rods. We're not talking about building houses. Those things are 100% factual. We do it all the time. We're talking about a subject that comes with that. That comes with people judging you. They judge you when you fix your car. Oh, yeah, I did this. Oh, you should have done it this way. What's the difference? What would I care whether you think I'm hurting the research field? Hurting the research field is not researching. If you don't research and you don't bring up the possibilities and you don't have the discussion about every angle of it, you're the one hurting the research, right? because you're not bringing it up. So we can't even debunk it. We can't even debunk the research that you're doing because you don't bring it up. So how do we check it off the list and say, nope, that's not it? Think about it, man. So all these possibilities are out here of all these extinct, re-extinct, reliving animals coming back, right? And none of these animals, by the way, I just mentioned two of them. One's a fish, so I get it. But the other one's a little teeny, like rodent-looking thing. We didn't just rediscover him because of his bones. We didn't go, oh wow, there's bones. I get it. It's 8 feet compared to 8 inches, right? I get that. I get size does matter in this case, just so you know. All right. Wink, wink. All right. But it's still bones, and nobody's found the bones of that little rodent to go, oh, he's still alive. Right? So anything's possible. Why can't people pull eDNA samples more often? That would help. Well, yeah, because it's taboo. And because people are too busy, ridiculing and criticizing people. And people don't want to be ridiculed or criticized or ostracized. That's why I kept my mouth shut for a decade. I didn't want my kids picked on. I knew what I was living through. I knew what was happening in my very own backyard. I know I heard a conversation between 2 Sasquatches, whether you believe it or not. I know it. And 2 other people that were standing there know it. So I don't need you to know it. What's up, D-Hoot? I don't necessarily need you to know it. I don't. I want you to research respectfully like myself and bring stuff back to the table so we can all figure it out together. That's been my message from day one. It's still my message from day whatever. Hey, if you are out here and you haven't liked and subscribed to my YouTube page, please do so. Banter Richie B. We have the Charm and Fair Farm coming up in New Hampshire, which I'm preparing for, but oh my God, it's like 3 weeks away and I'm still don't feel prepared enough. So we're gonna be doing that. And let me see if I can pull up that advertisement because we haven't really talked about it in a while. I don't think I've popped it off in a while. Here we go. Charm and Fair Farm in Candia, New Hampshire, June 22nd and 23rd. You can go to www.visitthefarm.com/scouting for Bigfoot and check out that event. Come on up and see me. If you can't be there, I will be streaming live from there, whether it's on my phone, whether I have this whole setup or not. I don't know which way I'm going to go. It's a lot of work. And I don't know as far as internet goes and all that stuff, how it's going to work out. So we'll see. I'm going to be up there a week prior to that. We've rented a cabin on a lake. So that'll give me a chance to actually go over. It's like 35 minutes away or so. Go over and check out the farm beforehand, maybe a couple times that week. Introduce myself to the people running it. It'll be a lot of fun. So, hi, Kevin. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Henry. How you doing? D-Hoot's in the house. Sam's Pretty Paranormal's here. Wojo is, I don't know what Wojo's doing. Wojo, go do what you're supposed to do. What's wrong with you? So, yeah, Henry might be interested in this. So, this Saturday night, 6 o'clock. D-Hoot, I can't wait to see you there. I'm going to show you. I'm going to interview people that are just walking around. I'm going to have some cool gear that I'm going to sell. Ordering hats, ordering shirts, stuff like that. So and try to get the name out, and we'll have our QR code up on our table, and you can just click onto that. People can just sign up and follow me. Really gonna get out there and do my thing, you know what I mean, and just have fun with it, man. Just enjoy myself. I enjoy this. It's therapy, it's happiness for me, you know what I mean. So Saturday night we're gonna discuss extinct creatures, creatures that have been extinct and have come back, that have been proven that have come back. We're going to talk about the oddities of animals. I just got off the phone with a very good friend of mine. I miss him very much. Me and Wojo have been talking about him a lot, wondering where he's been. He's been very, very busy. He owns a kick-ass sticker company. He makes stickers. He's going to be at that event selling his stickers. So that's going to be pretty kick-ass having him right next to us and working together. So so I talked to Mike. It's a little in his infancy. He's got to confirm it, but he's at least got to pop in on Saturday night and offer some of his expertise when it comes to animals and creatures of the ocean. And I mean, the guy worked on a ship for 10 years as a biologist, so maybe longer. I don't even know, but very smart dude, someone I respect greatly in the Bigfoot world. Someone I consider a good friend of mine. So it's really nice. I had a nice hour or more conversation with him on the phone, kind of caught up, shared the stories of what me and Wojo have been finding. And I was super pumped seeing that I'm getting out a lot. And I picked out a new area of research I want to try, which is directly in line with my property, about 3 miles north of my property. And it's a wide open acreage, and it's got ponds and brooks and creeks and reports and high tension lines. So we're talking about going to do a big investigation there. What's this? I'm up early, 10, 12, or 2. I'm up early, 10, 12, or 2. I don't know what that means, Henry. Did I miss something? Let's see. D Hoot says, I'm hoping you can have hog eyes on your show. Yeah, no, I would love to see him here. He was a definitely cool guy to have out in the woods, and he got to experience me falling on my hog arse. So if you missed my last live out in the woods, out my last investigation, D Hoot came along, via the phone. Oh, at the farm. Yeah, I got you, brother. Yeah, man, I'll be there all day from open to close, both days. And even afterwards, we'll be doing an investigation with some legends. So I'm trying to organize that. I know the Vogel brothers are going to be there. Dave McCullough's going to be there. Mike Trainer's going to be there. Crystal Panic's going to be there. I heard Alex Petikoff was coming by. I just don't know what day he's going to be there. I'm actually going to call Linda after I do this live. She's the one kind of in charge of that stuff and get the lowdown. You know what I mean? Thank you, D Hood. I appreciate that. No, it is a very interesting. Listen, if you get the opportunity to jump on my live streams when Wojo and I are doing investigations and stuff, it's a great spot, a great place to be. If you come out with us, we value your opinions, your thoughts. It's good. Henry's been out there with us a few times. Henry's on there. We did not see you fall. We saw you get up. Yeah, no, I know. Well, it was the badoosh gang bang of the camera that went down. It was kind of a funny spot. The fall was classic. Yes, Patty Burke would be very proud of me. Shout out to the Burks. I miss you too. Hopefully we're going to see them in a couple weeks. Dude, hope your banter ass and body wasn't too so. No, I felt good, man. I felt good. I was fine. It was just funny because I don't usually fall, and that spot was so full of silt and mud that I just let it happen. I didn't try to roll or fix it. I just know I have more cushion on my Italian arse in order to kind of bounce back up, because Bumbles bounce, remember. So this Bumble definitely bounced. So, yeah, Charming Fair Farm. If you can't be there, I understand location. A lot of people don't live near there, like D-Hoot, for instance, in Texas. I want you on the, definitely watch the podcast from there. I'm going to be airing off and on throughout the day. I'll let you know exactly when I'm coming on. Hey, I'm going live in a half an hour. Watch for those messages. It'll be all on my Facebook and stuff like that. So this Saturday night, Mike Trainer hopefully will be able to make it. Wojo will be here. I have one other guest. I'm going to try to have him come on too for a few minutes if he's not too busy. And then I'm going to begin my quest to search for Dave McCullough, the co-founder of Squatchachusetts, my old friend I haven't spoken to in a while. And I check in with him here and there periodically. But hang on a minute. Yeah, true. Yeah, so sorry, I just got an important message. So Saturday night, yeah, so we're gonna go over that. I gotta look for Dave McCullough. Maybe I'll call him after this. I know when he kind of gets out of work. So anything you guys have to offer on the side, if you want to do a little research on your own for my podcast and chime in from the side, or click the link and come on the screen, if there's a certain creature that you know of that was extinct and was rediscovered, please share that. Do a little have fun with it. Do your own research too. Be part of the podcast. You could click the link and come right in. I'll send you an invite through Messenger, and you can jump right on the screen, man. Spend 20 minutes or whatever explaining what you found, and then we'll have a conversation about it. I would love that. I think that's huge. I think that should happen way more often than it's been happening. So I'm going to try, ramping that back up and getting that going again, because I really, really, really want your take. I want to hear from Henry. I want to hear from D Hoot. Even Sam, if you want to do some research about the bipedals, come on in. Let's see. Encrypted Connections have tracked through the triangle you mentioned. Encrypted Connections, is that a group of investigators, perhaps? So I want you guys to really partake and step up your game when you're on my side, right? When you're on the side, right? Step up your game. Hey, Richie, I researched this creature. I would like a minute to talk about it. You know what I mean? Come on in. Let's talk about it. You don't want to come on screen? That's fine. You can just talk about it on the side. Or, as Ron did one time, he had just audio when he came in to tell his story. He put a picture of his dog up and he spoke. We can do things like that. We can do all kinds of things. This is your space as well as mine and Wojo's, right? So make sure, that's what I want to pull that out from you guys. I need you guys to do that. It helps me. It helps me when I see these things go, I wonder, well, that's weird. Well, what a great point. Let's look it up. Let's fact check it together. Let's see what we can figure out while we're live on the air, right? Kyle from Down By You. Oh, I got you. It's his site. He has been out with Alex a few times. Yeah, Alex is a good dude. He's been very busy lately, but we are talking about getting out together and doing some investigating. And I'd love to introduce him into my thoughts, you know what I mean? I was talking to what's his name, Miguel from Sasquatch Theory, about, having a conversation and stuff like that. So, and some stuff that, he gives everybody a fair shot to talk about and discuss and things like that. So, that's the kind of theory I want. You know what I mean? Listen, you send me some crazy whacked out shit, I'm probably not going to put it up. But if you're being serious and you do serious research and you want to have a serious conversation about something, then I'm going to put it out there. But, sometimes when you believe something and maybe it's not, it's something I'd have to look into first. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But, but for the most part, if you find a creature, you get locked into something that was extinct. I want to bring out the possibilities of the unknown, meaning you don't know about it. And here you are finding out about it. And why can't it be possible that a Bigfoot lives in the woods? That type of comparison, right? But whether you already believe or not, that ain't the point I'm making. I'm trying to get people to think, you know what I mean? So Wojo says, be prepared for more live future boots on the ground research. We want you all to experience it, what we see. Love you too. Join us. Oh, Wojo loves you. That was sweet. What a sweet man he is. Love you. Come join us. Love you. A little weird. Tell a guy he's a co-host and he starts loving people in a strange way on the air. Okay, anyways, I enjoy when Sam guests is on programs. She always has insight on multiple. Yes. And that's what I'm talking about, man. You guys, I've been very blessed with an intelligent type audience, right? I mean, not that anybody would sit here and be like, oh, I have a dumb audience. That's not what I'm saying. You guys have been on the show. You've seen the people that come in and out. The show's on Saturday. I miss Purple Blur. He was always could make the Tuesdays. Claude, I haven't seen in a little bit. D Hoot, Henry, Sam, all you guys. You all have something really cool to offer the show. And sometimes I love that you sit there and listen and that you partake and have questions and stuff. But let's step that up. Let's make you part of the show. Let's make this podcast part of you, and vice versa, right? let's do that. So everybody pick an animal that was supposedly extinct that came back and bring it to me on Saturday. That's your homework assignment. Let's do it together. Let's have some fun with this. Let's enjoy it, right? Have some, we're going to have some laughs, right? I'll promise I will not take my medication. All right. Is that fair? That's fair. Let me see. I want to look for one other thing. High definition 720, but I thought I had, why is that? Full high definition already live 420. Yeah, see, I paid extra money for my destinations and my 1080, so I don't know where my 1080 is. I'm getting a little pissy. Let's see. I had to wash my truck window. A big bear probably, left his muddy front feet on my window tracks, bigger than my hand. Ew. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know how you guys do it. It's like I was thinking I'm going up to Rochester, right? That's where I'll be staying, in Rochester, New Hampshire, right? And I guess it's called Baxter Lake or something. And I'm trying to tell my kids beforehand, there's bears. When we're done eating, we clean up, we bring all the food and scraps inside and away from it because of that reason. You know what I mean? So it's a serious thing, right? Now, down where I live, and a lot of people say, oh, that could be bear, If there's a bear in my area, it's on the news. That's how rare it is. I'm not saying they're not here, but you don't see them. You know what I mean? And I think the first year that there was a bear here or something, there was like 3 of them, so it's not a big factor in my area. But people that have bear in their area have to have that as a big factor too, right? So things you don't think about. So Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Standard Time, we're going to have a show. And like I said, the week got away from me. With the Monday being off and little Joshy's birthday and, of course, work and now rain again. It's Thursday. My show's on Saturday. I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't even tell anybody about it yet. You know what I mean? Not perfect, whatever. So, but I got a lot of people here to support. And thank you, Richie. However, you do not go on podcasts. Perfect. Yeah, no, that's fine. Absolutely. Like that, and that's exactly what I'm saying, But if you see an animal and you're on the side and you can't post stuff, just post the animal. And during the show, Wojo or I will research it. And if you're interested in knowing about it, then we'll pull it up. We'll say, hey, D Hoot wants to know about, the Zing Bang Dong Chow. You know what I mean? Whatever the hell it is. And we'll look it up and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on with it. And again, I'm just trying to draw the comparison to these things that exist or go extinct and come back or, have oddities. Like I said, the shark living 400 years and then having people look at me and say, Bigfoot's not possible. Well, again, how is Bigfoot not possible if there's animals out there you don't even know about? That's the comparison I'm trying to draw, Yes, as soon as you learn how to do that, I will. Okay, good. All right. Well, just make shit up then, D Hoot. If all else fails on the internet, just make shit up, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. We're pretty much a factual based type conversation. So, but yeah, just a fun way to get you guys involved. You know what I mean? And the woods are big. You know what I mean? The woods are big. The ocean is basically uncharted, right? So even ocean creatures you could bring up. I just want examples. And I want you to explain to me why there's no Bigfoot, but yet here's this crazy ass fact about this animal that's missing, right? Never mind the red-haired giants. Never mind the skulls of the red-haired giants that the Smithsonian supposedly buried in a ritual for the giants. And like my friend says, well, how the hell do they know what the ritual would be? Why would they say that? How do you know about a ritual of the giants? That basically supposedly have been around since 2580 BC. So I thought that was a good point. And nobody's home and I'm hearing walking upstairs. Is that weird? My doors are locked. My lights have been going off and on. I've had visitors lately. Let's just be honest about this, folks. So sometimes when I'm sitting here by myself, I'm like, I just got goosebumps. I'm like, you know what, dudes? If you can hear me, just shut my lights off and on. That's all you got to do. And that'll give you some validity. Okay, sorry, I got a little freaked out there. Let's see. My Bigfoot question currently is, are they interdimensional? I guess that's everybody's lately. It's like a hot commodity. I can't knock down anybody else's beliefs. It's just because I believe all kinds of things. I think anything's possible. I've had something run at me that I couldn't see, plain as day, from here to the camera. Couldn't see it. Sounded like it was a Bigfoot. I don't know. That's what happened to me and my daughter. So that's a known fact. But yet, I lean towards the earthbound creature. So. But then again, there's all kinds of things out there. Portals are possible. If a ghost can walk through a portal, why can't any of us? I don't know. You know what I mean? If an alien can abduct a human, why can't an alien abduct a Bigfoot? So it's Wojo's favorite subject, by the way. Anything is possible as far as I'm concerned. But I want to talk about the physical. I want to focus on the physical. I want to see the physical. I want to interact with the physical. So I've heard them. I've heard them tear apart trees with whatever. I've heard them growl at me. I've heard them run at me. I've heard them have samurai conversations. I've been flanked in a weird, aggressive way 3 different times where they could have killed me if they wanted to and they didn't. So, those things have happened to me. That's real. That's 100% real. So again, I pay for my podcast. Nobody's paying me to be here. So I don't have any stories to tell you. It's all real. Things slow down when they hear the cocking of a pistol. Oh, I bet, my friend. I know I would. So that's the topic for Saturday night. I want everybody to partake in it. I want you guys to enjoy the show. I want you to be part of the show. And let's see, D-Hoot says, and I believe was more people are experiencers than we can imagine. Oh yeah, there's so many people that don't want to talk about it. I told you, I've said it 1,000 times. I was silent for a decade. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't ready to tell anybody anything. And then losing my son just changed me as a person. Why wouldn't it, right? And then there was really nothing you could do to hurt my feelings. Nothing. Because that pain is immense. And it still is. So there's really not much, and I don't really get into it a lot of times with people, you know what I mean? And I got into it a couple days ago. A guy was giving the guy Miguel from Sasquatch Theory some shit about a structure and claiming that people are going to do it more because he keeps bringing it up. And so I'm like, yeah, so you think a human is going to grab all this equipment? He's going to go out like 2 miles into the woods. He's going to have an engineering degree and do this. And he's going to build a tree structure, or a supposed tree structure, so he can make you believe that Bigfoot's real and he's just hoaxing you. He's not going to do it a footprint. He's not going to build a cool suit. He's going to build a possibility of a tree structure, which maybe 40% of researchers believe are connected to Sasquatch. That's being generous. He's going to do that. That's what he's going to do. There is 0.00% chance that actually comes true, sir. This is a creature, and I brought it up. There's a creature that's been discussed over thousands of years, especially like the Native Americans. And he says, oh, you mean the same Native Americans who bring up the lizard gods or whatever the hell he said? I said, lizard gods are 0.01%. You still stand at 0.00%. Because there's 0% chance that a human's going to grab all his gear, hike 2 miles into the woods, all the while having an engineering degree, because some of the shit that I've shown you guys and the dream catcher and stuff like that isn't normal. People don't just dream that up and build a structure to maybe hoax me about Sasquatch, because most people don't believe in structures anyways. Right. All I can say to that is Keep smoking, bro. Keep fucking smoking the funny stuff, kid. You'll be all right. Beat it. That's the kind of shit that kills research. It is very strong. Yep, very strong. Not sure how a tree can be bent without snapping like we saw in your live, given the location on the tree of the bend. Go on some of my other lives, and I use my little tree knocking bat to kind of draw out what I'm seeing so it's easier for you to see on the live, and just tell me how it happened. That's all. Don't just say, oh, that was wind. How? How was it wind? The wind blew what way? And the tree that you see that I show you everything around me, up, down, left, right, and you show me how. That's fair. Well, put your boots on and come out with me. Richie's the reason I'm always looking at the trees now and seeing if there's anything in. Well, that's good. See, I like that. I like that. I'm not sitting here telling you that's definitely what it is. And if you find trees, you're going to see Sasquatch making one day. I've never seen Bigfoot make a structure. I'm not saying that. That's the beauty of this. We don't bullshit you. We're not trying to get like likes and subscribes because of shock value. We're not trying for that. We're just putting our boots on one at a time, like all you guys do. And we're walking out into the woods and explaining what we see and how and why we see it. That's all, man. That would take many come-alongs, chains. Why? There you go. Equipment. Exactly. People, 6 could do it. But you would see marks all over. You're correct. Correct. You know what you saw, Henry. You could look right at it and say that had to be manipulated. You need thumbs for that and a lot of strength, power, and height. Some of these are up there. Some of those are up there, man. I got trees between other trees that have trees above it that it can't just fall because it gets stuck on those branches. But yet it's between the trees and it's like one's in front, one's in back. It's always like interlocking. But again, I said it the other day in the live. Look around you. I'm basically in a forest, right? I'm basically in a forest of 1 million trees. What did I stop 6 times to explain what I thought was a structure? Like 6 times out of 1 million trees. I know what natural is. I didn't stop at 1 million trees and explain to you why this tree could possibly be Sasquatch. No. Out of all the acreage we walked, I think it was right a little over 2 miles. I pointed out 6 things that were a possibility. And I think one of them I just kind of explained away like, oh, can't call that. So, yes, there was twists. Yep. And I show them to you guys and I try to get into detail. And that's the beauty of when people are on my live, right? Henry or D Hoot, they've been there and they could say, hey, can you try this angle? I can't see it. Try me, back up, move in, show me the underneath, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's your investigation. You're investigating as well from your location. I watch your comments. I don't just ignore you and say, there's people here. No, I'm like, okay, she wants me to back up or he wants me to go to the left. And that can help you see it better on the screen, which in turn helps the people that weren't there that see it on YouTube and can check it out. I think it's up over 280 views now, right? So people are checking it out. Yeah, too big for a human, too tidy, I believe. I agree. And those are the things that you consider, right? You want to try to be rational, right? 2 of us heard the single whistle, right? And you know what's weird about the whistle? Okay, so you remember me and Wojo reacting to the double whistle? That's what kept happening, right? D Hoot loves her phone. That's what kept happening. And when I let out a whoop, everything went quiet. Yes, but the phone also almost kind of like muted. And you couldn't pick up the whistles. It's like I have to like go into it and really break it down to try to figure out if I got the whistles on there or not. And I don't like editing nothing. I like it raw. I like you to see it raw. I like you to experience it raw. I don't want to edit. I don't know how to edit. I mean, I probably could learn, but I have no interest in it. I want that raw footage, man. I want that raw coverage. I want you guys to be there to see it raw. You know what I mean? So that's what we're all about. That's how we're doing things, I think, differently than most, and no, I'm not trying to be offensive at all. If that's how they do it, you must respect that they're doing it. You know what I mean? Low monotone, deep whistle, I believe, was what Henry and I heard. Yep. And you guys mentioned it was like straight, like a. Sometimes you can actually hear the spit in the whistle. Me and Wojo heard him one day, and I swear, I said, "Could you hear that?" It was like a gurgly human type whistle, like it wasn't very good at whistling and got his spit in the way, like that. And you're like, "That's not a bird. You screwed up. I know that wasn't a bird, bro. You suck at bird whistling." Yeah, it could be a juvenile learning or something being taught by their parents, But yeah, that was real. Earphones on when clear as day. Clear as day. I turned around. I thought a dude was walking up the path at me. I'm mocking, like I wasn't whistling, but for some reason they wanted to whistle. I remember turning around like I expected to see somebody come through the woods. We went over there 2 weeks ago when it was wide open. There was no foliage, no nothing. Walked all through there. Definitely some activity in the area. But yeah, we've been over there. Yes. Let's see. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you very much. I love having you guys. You guys are awesome, man. I can't wait to do it again very soon, probably this weekend. It was flanking us and getting louder. Yeah. And it did it like 8 times. And then I never heard that whistle again. So here's another factor. We had the certain birds that, the pretty little birds making the pretty little whistles, right? We had the woodpecker going, right? Yeah, we figured out a way to get over there because it was driving us nuts. And again, if you go on my YouTube, you'll hear the one with the two loud bangs. That was over across the river. And after that incident, we were just obsessed with needing to get over there. And we had to let Mother Nature kind of back off a little bit so we could actually get in there and walk around. And some of the stuff we found was definitely proof positive. So we know there's activity over there. But yeah, it is. And that was our first thought as well. Henry was taking a canoe over. I got a bunch of kayaks and stuff too, So yeah, so we heard all these different birds whistling. We heard the woodpeckering. All frog was what we thought was a frog was going off. That was questionable, by the way. But then all of a sudden they hear these random strange double whistle, and like a human tone go off like 8 times in a row, and then nothing. And a lot of times people will tell you that they've been in that situation. They hear that whistle like one's way over there, right? Say there's 2 Bigfoot and he's looking over. He's like, probably pointing at us. Those stupid humans are back. It's kind of like an alert, Hey, Mary, how you doing, honey? Love you. I do have a timestamp because of the double whistles. And that one was right in that same area. So when I put my headphones on and play it back, I'll be able to pick it apart a little better. I need to download it into Audacity too. Like I said, I don't want to edit things, but if I find something like that I need to edit in order to pick up, then I will. Yeah. There you go. See, it's your podcast too. Absolutely. Yep. Give it a watch. See if you can find it. Definitely. Question at Dog Walker. Are there many of those? No, that's the first person I've ever seen out there since 2002. I've never seen anybody out there. And unfortunately, it's a factor now. And that's why I'm moving my investigation up the road a little bit. So, and we're going to do a night investigation out there. We think a night investigation would keep that problem away. So that they built. All right. So I'm going to try to be nice. I'm going to butter there. The conversation never came up to me from the Conservation Committee about abutting a trail for everybody to hike on right at the very edge of my property, which is in this abuts 94 acres of beautiful conservation land. But for some reason, they felt the need to do so. So, and not tell anybody. And I was very unpleased, and me and a few other neighbors are very unpleased. So there will be a phone call and a letter being written to the Conservation Committee because I could see my property flags 15 feet from their path, and I don't appreciate that at all. I don't need people seeing my property. You couldn't see my property and nobody could get out there before. So that was the very first one. No, because I'm in a butter, I can go out to that property whenever I want. So I have a butter rights. It's in bylaws in your state or in your town or wherever. You have different rules for people who abut the property. So not only that, I can go right to the edge of my property. I've had activity on my property. I've had structures on my property. So yeah. Henry, I stood up and looked that direction. Nobody there. Oh yeah, there was nobody there at all. At that time, there was nobody. So, but yeah, that's a factor now, and that sucks because it never used to be a factor. And I used to have to almost crawl through those woods because it was so thick, and they decided to go ripping through it. And now every time they run into a natural problem, they change the path direction and redirect it somewhere. And it's like, live with what you did, bro. If you can't cross the river, you shouldn't be out there. If you can't cross a creek, you shouldn't be out there. Go home. Don't get me started. So, yeah, so I think that area will be definitely for night investigations. For one, it's my property's right there. If there's any danger, I have an out. For two, it'll eliminate, any. Oh God, I gotta try to be polite still. Okay. Any motherfuckers who built the damn trail up against my property. There we go. That's as nice as I could be. The trail that is, don't know much about your area except for paranormal stuff I've seen on YouTube. Yeah, I mean it's the Bridgewater Triangle. It's well known, a lot of people understand it and what goes on there. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal, man. I'm blessed and I'm glad I bought the property in 2002. And like I said, I'm just a little pissy about what's going on with this stupid trail. But at the very least, you should have been 100% should have been notified. Yep. We should, to be honest with you, we abut the property, and a whole street down this side does, and about a half dozen houses on that side of the street does. Should have all been at a conservation committee meeting expressing our concerns and asking them to make sure it was pushed back with a buffer zone between my property and where they wanted to make a path. I should have a buffer zone. You should not be allowed just to run your path right up to the edge of my property where you can see my flag and someone could sneak in through my backyard and take whatever they want. Again, it's 3 acres. I don't see everything from the house. That's bullshit. That should have been a conversation we had, not just, oh, I pay taxes on it too. Yeah, well, I abut the property actually and pay taxes on it. You don't even abut the property and you think you have more rights than me. So, but don't worry. I've already told Wojo, man, Bigfoot's going to start knocking trees over the paths. And sure enough, every time you go out there, there's a new set of chainsaw marks because they got to send the conservation committee out there to clean up the tree that fell over the path. And they closed it because of dangers, because the tree's falling. But those trees aren't falling. I know what's going on. I don't give a shit. I know what's happening. I would have stood right up at the meeting and told them that, Bigfoot lives out there. He's an endangered species, or not endangered. Let's not say that. He should be a protected species based solely on circumstantial evidence. Because you could do that on circumstantial evidence. Oregon did it. California did it. Humboldt County has signs out there about endangered species, right? Oh, look at this guy. What the hell? What's up, CW? What's up, CW? Banta. I sense a good night of Fortnite coming later on. That's all I got to say about that, CW. CW. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they could put a star by my name. That's fine. Yeah, I would have put a star on my forehead and walked out in the woods and made it weird. Because that's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I'm feeling it too, man. 7:30, 8 o'clock. Be there. Boy. I'm feeling it, me crabs. Mr. Krabs? Is that Mr. Krabs? Clearly your medicine is worn off. There's not a loud thump upstairs. Okay. Anyways, I am building a new studio. I'm kind of in an open area of my basement. and I've taken over the storage room. So I have to run things up 2 floors up to my attic. Like bins and things like that. There's an old couch I'm breaking down. I'm looking right at it. I got to paint the walls and the floor. So I'm going to get some more of that done today. Crap, I didn't take it. Thanks for reminding. Yeah, I got you, bro. I take CWJ as a SpongeBob fan. He's an everything fan. That's a very talented musician friend. My son Joshua is named after him. Good exercise for you. What's up? Nice win last night, brother. My boy Mickey was killing it last night. Softball, putting on a show. Yeah, he's a funny dude, man. He plays basically every instrument in the world, and he can sing, and he does unbelievable impressions too. So, yeah, he's a pretty cool dude, man. In Texas, we mark our property with purple paint as it legally means no trespassing. On my 25 acres in the Piney Woods in East Texas, the gates and some fence posts are painted purple. And I've heard of that before, actually. I've heard of that before. So I might just paint my fucking trees with my foot in someone's ass. How's that? Sam, you're automatically cool with me. Yeah. He's down in South Carolina. They do things a little differently down there. D Hoot. Wow, 20. Yeah, that is pretty amazing. Cody Riley. That's fine. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm building my studio. So we're gonna paint it all up. I'll have all my Jack Skelton pictures up. I'll have an area where I can hang all my electronics, or cabinet where I can put all my electronics in for Bigfoot hunting, and have like chargers coming in the back, so everything will be fully charged up. I can just take them out, put them in my bag. Like, this shit's getting real. You know what I mean? Like, this is some serious shit happening. So, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll be doing that for the rest of the day. But I want you guys to tune in tomorrow night. It's not tomorrow night, Saturday night, 6:00, please. And partake. CW, yay. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for any time and anything at all down here in the deep blue sea. I think those are the right lyrics. Oh, God. Now you got them started. Here we go. My go bag is damn heavy. Yeah, exactly. It has to be. Banter Richie B is growing. It seems to be that way. I have a lot of good people that I consider friends out here. And when we go live, I have extra investigators that come with me. They're my eyes through my screen, through my camera lens. I think it's a pretty kick-ass way of doing things. We have a lot of fun doing it. I get a lot of things offered, as far as knowledge goes, from them. So, Sam, it's the middle of nowhere. Love Lady, Texas. Been in the family for over 100 years. See, I love hearing that stuff because that's Texas. Good old Texas. Yeah, I love that too. I think that's kick-ass. Nice sense of pride. It's like CW, man. He's got some family land there on. What was it, like 100-something acres, CW? And the family kind of lives scattered throughout the property, you know what I mean? So purple blur, not blurb. Purple blur works Saturday night, so he hasn't been there. 132 acres my boys got down there. I wish I was back in Texas. The ocean's no place for a squirrel. Oh my God. Gone. So next time you fall, turn the cam towards your face. I'll be like, ah. It's a good point you make, Henry. So CW, I'll see you tonight, my man. And we'll hang out for a bit. So Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Banter the Richie B podcast, we are going to discuss animals that have been extinct and have made their return. We're going to discuss animals with strange oddities. I'm going to list a bunch of animals, and you tell me if you ever found any of their bones. So we're going to really start breaking it down and really pushing the envelope when it comes to the naysayers, Structures are going to be my go-to from now on. So I'm not going to point out every friggin' branch that looks funny, but we're gonna try to get a connection with them going, and maybe we can get the mainstream to go with you. See, my man, back to work for me. Got to go make an extinky. Go make an extinky. But we're gonna have a blast Saturday night at 6 o'clock. I want you all to be here. Please tell your friends. I'm gonna pin up an episode or whatever the hell it is coming up type thing, and invite everybody and annoy the shit out of everybody and all that stuff. But no, I thank you all you guys for hanging with me and sticking with me, and we're gonna keep climbing. So you make sure you keep climbing too. We're gonna be. I'll see you, bro. We're gonna have a lot of fun. As Wojo says, buy the merch. I'll be popping up the merch ticker coming up for the show. Make sure you follow to the bottom of the screen. Gotta go. Security cam's going crazy. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're safe, brother. Get out that go bag, brother. Everybody stay safe today. Everybody stay happy today. Everybody treat each other right today. And everybody keep climbing today. I will see you Saturday night at 6. Be ready to go. Let's go.